There you go.
I was muted that whole time. Goodness gracious. I said, hello, Kimmy. How are you? Welcome, everybody. Let's go. Ready? We ready? Put those cameras on. Let's see all those smiling faces, all them happy people. 3 minutes till. So welcome, everybody, to the RRR247 podcast, episode 50. Big 50. There's a lot of information out there if you want to go back and watch all the other 49 broadcasts on the YouTube channel. You should do that on your downtime. If you're new here, go back and listen. Real quickly, I want to dive into this. Listen, we have a lot to share with you, a lot to cover. All the big announcements happen on Tuesday night, so make sure you don't miss any. If Rory and Tanya are going to add something to the system to help you build your income, build your business, build anything, hit your next goal, whatever it is, a tool, a product, service, an idea, a big idea. It's always going to be launched on Tuesday night, so make sure you don't miss any Tuesday night. We also get to meet all the brand new people joining the team, joining the family on Tuesday night. So if you're brand new, I don't know how to unmute on this one. Just look up. You should see a microphone. And can guess unmute? Yes, there we go. You should be able to click on that microphone above you and unmute, say hello, tell us where you're calling in from. I know we have at least 5 or 6 more people who are joining the team. And if you didn't get a chance last week, go ahead and do it again this week. If you're new, let us know. We'd love to be the first to welcome you to the family, welcome you to the team. Plus, you get your name out there, Rory and Tanya, get to hear it for the very first time. This is a brand new tool we're playing with in here, meetings. So I think you should have a microphone right above your head. Is that right, Kim? Okay, good. Up at the top of your browser toolbar. Can't open your camera. Yeah, we'll have to work on that setting. The person who just asked that. What's that? But we got 1 minute left. So if you want to say hello, let us know what state you're calling in from. Just click on the microphone above your head. Say hello. We'll get you in as quick as we can.
It's above your head is the easiest place to find it now. It's kind of on a bar up above your head is where the microphone thing is. It'll be red up there. And just click on it
toolbar,
and it
right?
opens it up.
Browser toolbar? Yeah, where the toolbar normally would be for your browser. Good. All right, anybody want to say hello? All right, then I'm going to go ahead and click that button. And it's the first Tuesday night of the month, Kim. Everybody gets to hear all about this Rory and Tanya couple, the Rickards, and everything that they have done for this whole arena. So welcome, everybody. My name is Niall. I'm in Central Florida, and I've been in this business for 35 years now. I've worked with the Rickards for 30 years. So the first Tuesday night of every month, I want to tell the Rory and Tanya story so you really know who you're getting in business with, right? You should know the people that you're getting in business with. So I was a very young entrepreneur, and I didn't know what I was doing. I had no clue. I'm an ex-carpenter who was working way too many hours and missing time with his kids. I hurt my back. I went back to school to be an aviation mechanic, get my associate's degree in avionics, and I wanted to work on aircraft the rest of my life and take it a little easy. But I was still putting in a lot of hours and missing my kids. I was going to school all day, 16 credits a semester, and then I was doing as many side jobs as I can in the evening. So I was really missing my kids. My kids were growing fast, right? And it was while I was in school, though, that I was introduced to this industry. And at first, I didn't understand it. I didn't know what it was all about. I know I have so many people in my family that were involved in different things, and it never looked like a full-time career kind of income to me. So I didn't pay attention. But when I got introduced to the first company that I was with, the first marketing plan, everything looked different. I don't know if it was because I was open to receive it. I was a full-time student, so I was in learn mode. I don't know what it was, but Everything looked different to me, and it just made me want to dive in to the materials that were mailed to me and take a good look at it. So I did. And by the time I finished going through all those materials, I said, this is really different. This is really something that I think we can make some money with. And if nothing else, I can make an extra 500 or $1,000 a month just to spoil my kids more on the weekend. Because remember, I'm a full-time student and working in evenings. I'm hardly getting to see my kids at all. So I decided I was going to do it. I hit my goal and made an extra $1,000 that first month of the business. And I'm still in school, but I was working, instead of doing side jobs in the evenings, I was actually home with the kids, and I was finding ways to market the company and the products that I was with at the time. And I think I seen Don Lapre the first time, and he was talking about advertising in the top 300 newspapers around the country. And I thought, you know what? You need a big voicemail for that. And the person who introduced me to business said, oh, voicemail? That's right. You got to call Rory to get set up for the right voicemail. I was like, okay, who's this Rory guy? So I call a company, and they get Rory Rickard on the phone. I meet this young guy. He's got a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of love, a desire to really help people and teach the system he put together. And he did. He taught me everything I needed to know about that voicemail, set it up, took all the volume I could throw at it. I was advertising all over the country. We were mailing packages out every day. UPS came to my house twice a day to pick up all these packages that were getting mailed out in the mail. So it handled all the volume that I needed to throw at it, right? But it did something else really special, guys, and I want you to pay attention to this part. As I built a network of people around the country, and I'm talking 25,000, then 50,000, then 100,000 people, I could put a message on this voicemail system and shoot it out to everybody at the same time. Technology like I've never seen before, right? And it may not seem like a lot to some of the younger people that are here today, and even all of us that are using all this technology today, but this was in 1991 and 1992. We didn't have the internet, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have email, we didn't have any of the technology we have today. We were able to mass communicate like that over the voicemail system that Rory put together. It was incredible, right? And we exploded from that point. But in 93 or 94, that's when the internet came out, and it was available to everybody in our home offices, or even our kitchen counters, and carrying in monitors that were about this big. Well, probably about this big. You know, remember those big old monitors, Kim? You had to take two people to get it in the house sometimes. Yeah. And that's when Rory really found his niche, though. He got away from the telecom industry. He jumped online, became the first guru out there. And he thought about this and said, what do all these entrepreneurs need? And not just the United States now, it's the internet, we're going global, right? Well, they need leads, they need people to talk to. So Roy started a lead generation company. And there were other companies out there doing it. Most of the time it was leads that were sold 2, 3, 4 times before you even got to see them. Rory was producing unique leads. No one knows how to do what he knows how to do, and he did very, very, very well in that industry and became the #1 lead generation company on the planet. Still holds that title today. Nobody knows how to do what he knows how to do. The other thing we needed as young entrepreneurs getting on the internet for the first time is we needed a website, of course, right? And there were other companies out there building websites as well. There were companies that would get like 1 in every 50 people that came to the website would fill out a form and say, hey, I'm interested. I want to start a business too. Give me a call. 1 in 50. The really good ones were getting 1 in 25. And those were the good and expensive ones, right? And so Rory thought, I can do better. I want to build websites. That's what everybody needs right now too. And he did. He got it down to 1 in 10. No one knows how to do what he knows how to do on the computer and on the internet and market. And we thought that was great, but he wanted to tweak it and make it better. And he did. And he got it down to 1 in 5. And that's why he became the #1 lead generation company in the world, and building great websites for all of us to do exactly that. And that website, which looked like a flyer on the internet, the very first one, remember? I got my mirror backwards. I got to learn how to do this with my hands on this new video thing. Look like a flyer on the internet. But then Rory started putting pages behind that page and pages behind that page. And as more and more technology came out, we kept developing that until it turned into what you guys are looking at today, performance blogging system with, 100 pages with a main menu and a lot of different pages inside that main menu. And it just keeps getting better and better. And as new technology comes out, he keeps adding that in as well. So he became quite successful in the lead generation and the web building and web hosting arena. And I got to meet him for the very first time when I went down to Orlando. That's when I shook his hand, looked in his eyes that first day. And I said, this is a good human being. He's a good guy. He's got a lot of great ideas too. And I looked at what he did just over that first year on the telephone. And we spent a lot of time on the telephone, guys, because he made that mistake and said, Niall, if you have any questions, call me. Here's my personal number. I wasn't a techie. I called him every other day probably and asked him questions, but he was always happy to take my call and answer those questions and help out. So when I got to see him for the first time, I knew he's got a lot of great ideas. He's got a really uncanny way of predicting future trends and, staying on top of all the new technology as it's coming out. And I didn't know where we were going to go. I didn't know what was going to happen. I don't know how big it was going to get, but I just knew that I wanted to know him for the rest of my life, right? When you meet good people, you just say, I want this person to be a part of my life in some way, shape, or form. I had no idea it was going to get as good as it got. And then we started building all over the world. I did finish school. I went to work at the airport. I was only there for about 8 months, quit my job, and I've been home ever since. Because I seen the vision of what this could do, right? And then the first 8 months, I was already making what I could make as an aircraft mechanic anyway, but I was home now, and I was with my kids now, spending time with them. I went to every football practice with my sons from the time he was, this tall and the helmet was bigger than him, all the way through high school. I went to every cheerleading camp with my practice with my one daughter, every volleyball practice and game with my other daughter. And I got to spend all the time in the world with my kids. I built a great business around that schedule that I created to spend more time with my kids. Matter of fact, when the high school needed a bowling coach because they were joining a travel league, I raised my hand and became the coach of the high school. Why? Because I could. I had an ABC card. I love bowling. I could teach these kids how to bowl. So I did. And that trophy you see behind me, that's their, look at that. I got to get this camera thing down. Reverse camera. Yeah. That trophy you see behind me, that's the first year in that league where they took first place. My daughter, 3 of her friends, nobody knew how to bowl. I got out there and I took these kids who were throwing gutter balls. As soon as I taught them how to keep it on the lane, that smile got this big, and that gave me a lot of joy in here, right? Nothing like seeing a kid jump up and down and happy because they kept the ball in the lane. So we had a great year, and we took first place, and I got to spend a lot of time with my kids. That's the biggest thing that this industry has given me. When I became a work-from-home dad, I got to spend more time with my kids, and a lot of dads know exactly what I'm talking about. And incredible things took place after that. I just kept growing and growing and growing. And I remember calling Rory a couple of years into what I was doing, and I said, Rory, do you realize I'm getting checks out of 18 different countries now, and I've never been to that country, and I don't speak their language because of this internet thing, this online marketing thing that I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to be a part of. And we laughed. We had a really good laugh. So Rory and I developed a great relationship over the phone and in person. And, I got to know his kids. He got to know mine. We did a lot of travel together. But a couple of years after meeting him, I got to go out west and meet his wonderful wife, Tanya. I walked in the door, folks, and I met this young lady who was raising 7 kids, all right? 6 of them played football. I only had 1 playing football, and I knew what a handful that was. She had 6 playing football and 1 in professional dance. So all 7 of those kids were involved with a lot of extracurricular activity, right? And I thought, oh my goodness, how do you put it all together? But she was also running several other businesses in the finance industry that she's been doing for years. And she was helping Rory get all this organized, put together, help train some of the newer, the original students that came in. And manage his time and events and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, this is the most organized person I've ever met in my life. She really knows how to schedule her day by the hour. And she schedules things a year or 2 out at a time. And watch Kim's face. They always go off. She's planning things 2 years from now. And it'll happen on time without a hitch and go perfectly, won't it? Because that's just how scheduled she is. But I knew right away after spending a few days with them that these two people complemented each other's skills incredibly well, and they were going to become a power couple in this industry. Jim Rohn said something to me when I was young, like maybe 5 years into the industry, when I was kidding about becoming a legend one day. I wanted to be a legend in the industry, right? That's what, everywhere you go, they say, "What do you want to do here?" "I want to be a legend in this." And I was being facetious, yes. And I said, "I want to be a legend." And he said, "Good, how are you going to do that?" And we laughed because I didn't know. But he said, "Let me tell you what a legend is to me now. The true legends on this planet are people who find the ways to help the most other people." To me, that was the perfect definition of Rory and Tanya Rickard. That techie guy that I met, such a good person at the same time, that knew so much about online marketing and the computer and lead generation and building websites and how the website should act. And the woman at his side that kept everything together and organized and took care of all 7 kids and run the other businesses that she was doing. I seen how they complement each other's skills, and I knew that was the definition of them. They were going to be legends in the industry. And guess what? 30 years later, here we are, and that's what they're doing. Exactly that. So I'm happy to have met them, but I think you guys need to know who they are and who you're getting in business with. 2 incredible people that get up every morning. They have a meeting, a media meeting it's called. They have a cup of coffee, and then they have conversations. What can we do to make this easier for, I'm going to pick a name off the screen, Stacy Marsh. What can we do to help Kim make more money? What can we do to help LaRuth Martin grow a little bit faster or expand into another country? What can we do to help Connie with the limited time that she has accomplish more and hit her goals every week, every month, every year? What can we do? Well, what friction points can we get out of the way to make this better for everybody? That's what they do every single morning. What do we have going on right now? How can we make it better? What kind of issues do we need to get involved to help make it easier for everybody? Those are the people that you got in business with. Now, I think I'm introducing Tanya, right? You get a chance to ask Rory about that. It's the first Tuesday of every night. So I think I want to bring on, is she here, Rory? I want to bring on Tanya, who is like a sister to me, not because she's Italian, not because we're both a little short, but because I've known her that long.
It's going to be just me.
Just you tonight? Okay, cool.
She's not back yet from helping Garrett. So
gotcha. Okay, good. So then let's bring our co-founder on. This guy, listen, he is a brother to me. He is family, but he's still a mentor at the same time. He's got that brain that I like to listen to most of the time. Sometimes I'm like, oh, too much, right? Because it's all technology, and now's that guy. I'm still not the techie extraordinaire like he is, but I value everything that he does and says at the same time. Does that make sense, guys? Every word I listen, and even if I don't like it, I listen and I take notes, and then I figure it all out later and I implement and I get on board. Because every single time I've had a chance to do something with him, I've made incredible money. I've done something else to help my family even more. Make sense? That's where we're at today. So this guy, not just my brother and a friend and a mentor, he's the creator of that performance blogging system that you're looking at. He's the creator of the #1 lead generation company out there. He's the creator of a co-founder of the whole RRR247 community that him and Tanya put together. The whole community, an opportunity in a community structure where we work like a family, we all help each other, and you got an enormous team of people in front of you if you're new that work around the clock as well to make sure we can take care of this business for the future. Make sure it's going to be here for you to hand off to different people. So let's welcome him on the call right now. Your microphone's still open? Yep. The creator of PBS, the co-founder of RRR247, it is soon to be a friend of all of you. You're going to see Mr. Rory Rickard. It's all yours.
Thanks, Tom. And Tanya will be on doing some trainings later this month. Niall, who's our next MSI that's going to be doing things on the Thursdays and Tuesdays?
Next week, I'll give that to you in 2 minutes.
Okay. I just want you guys. Okay, so housekeeping first, and then we're gonna do a little IBO update with Trisha, and then I got some announcements and things to cover. So one thing we always stress is do not miss a Tuesday. Okay, and today I'm gonna cut into the instructor training a little earlier because I have something big to put out there, and then we're gonna go right to the millionaire course after that, which I got some things to drop there. So housekeeping. We just got done with our latest BFA event on Saturday. Okay, it's getting bigger and better, and we're dealing with some new technology. We're going to talk about that in a second. Trisha, how about, can you come on right now?
Rory, next week is going to be our MSI Stacy Southridge.
What was that?
Next week will be our MSI Stacy Southridge.
Oh, you guys are, anybody's been here for a while know who Stacy is. If you're brand
She's
new,
going to come back for 3 more weeks.
Stacy will be teaching. Okay, good. Awesome.
I'm here.
All right. So Trisha, let's go over this. How busy are you right now with IBO onboarding?
Did you see me just take a deep breath when we first started that?
I did.
I'm very busy and happily busy. But we do still have a lot of spots. Just today we had 3 more advertisers reach out to us wanting to contract with us for our services.
And you guys, we're on to a pretty mega marketing move, and I want to talk about that mainly today. But Trisha, like, let everybody know, like, you've got backup support as you need it, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want everybody to understand, like, when you break down goals, right? So I always state, like, to make a dream a reality, you got to take that dream and you make it a goal, and then you give it a deadline, and then you figure out the resources and action steps you need to make to create that deadline as a possibility for that goal, and then you're going to accomplish that dream. All right. Well, I have a goal to just so bury Trisha that she's got to hire more people for staff to build what we're doing with IBO, because I want to be paying out millions to our family every month. That's what I want to do. So you break that down. What is that going to take? Well, I need to get the hundreds of our instructors to all be just bringing 2 to 5 new people every BFA event to onboard them and get things going. And that's going to create massive action, right? So every 100 families, or every 100, I call them families, right? It's a family economy to me. Every 100 is $75,000 a month being paid out. So right now we can do 200 a month, not a problem. So 200 a month means we're doing 150,000 in payout. All right. Well, if we do that consistently, right, for what, 8 months? 8 months, we're over $1 million a month in payout. Now we've already got a good chunk going. So I want to see if we can do 200, 300, 400 every single month consistently for a year. And then that dream, that goal becomes just done. It'll just take care of itself. Now, in the process of doing that, I'm going to help with a lot of dreams and goals, because that's going to bring in a lot of extra money to these families that they then have the means to stick around, learn what we're doing, and create even more sales in everything we do with Bella Vita and on our team growing and all the stuff we do on our PBSs, right? FSN and all the stuff we put in the Vortex, right? Our exposure just gets bigger. Our community reach gets bigger, and then our opportunities continue to grow. So Trisha, as busy as you are, do you think we can handle doubling it up on the 14th?
Absolutely. I already have a team behind me that are completely cross-trained, and they're ready to flex up and take on the volume as we grow.
So I already knew the answer. I wanted you guys to hear it because you guys should all be like worried about that on a professional level. Like you guys are seeing the numbers there. Here's what we're doing. We're going to go over the polls. So if you're a brand new student and this is, you don't understand where this is at yet, this is how our teams are growing. We'll cover some more, but we don't have a, excuse me, we don't have a BFA event next week. It's every other week. So next Saturday, Niall and Dina will be teaching V marketing from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, right here in the same room. Okay. And then we're getting ready. So this week, everybody should be doing, 100 leads or however many you can do, and doing text ones, text twos, text three, the whole process, getting them added into the Evolve system, getting them added into FSN so that when we get them to and hopefully you're getting a hold of them. We're doing the BRTs the best we can, doing the individual approach. But come next Saturday, we're going to start inviting them to the BFA event that following Saturday so that Trisha and I can explain things. And at the BFA event, that's when we get to start them with the IBO from the beginning. So when we do the BRT process, it's all about the PBS, and we put them in the IBO after session 2. That's the process. However, by invitation to the BFA, we present it ahead of time because we cover a lot more, and Trish is just ready to take it. Right. So we created this pattern to get people going. The sooner we get them getting that money in, the sooner we know we can really press to get them doing everything we do. There's a lot of things that we're doing that's on a psychological level with people that have never had a business before. And we know we had to become better. And so the IBO solves major financial issues, but it also gives a lot of hope to those that they don't quite have the credit there. We know, hey, let's get it going. And they got that to help out as well. Because making money independently of being an employee, it's scary if you don't know what you're doing. Am I going to get the money in? How when's it going to come in? How's this all work? It is. And we need to get past that. It takes a while to build things up. We just created this incredible vehicle that we can help people get going before they even understand it all. And if they're netting if they're, bringing in $750, they can absolutely afford to do other things. They can be paying bills down. They can start getting that comfortable thing to where hopefully they're applying it and building with us. Okay. So Trisha,
yes.
Do you think we're still keeping it okay, letting family members, because I know you're starting to get some big clusters of people. Are we still good with the family thing?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, then we keep it going.
Yes.
I'll let you, if we ever need to slow it down, it's going to be your call. As long as we have slots for our members and we're going, that's what I care about the most. And then hopefully we can share the love with more in the families, but you're still good with that.
Anybody who has qualified, let me say it positively, no one who has qualified has been turned away or has been on a waiting list more than a couple weeks as we were gearing things up. So right now we could take all family members as well. And Roy, a term that I like to use with what has been created now and with you offering the IBO program during the BFA event is that they can earn while they learn.
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to do. Trisha, we've been around a long time, and we've heard people say that term, earn while you learn, because you're learning and you're hopefully making money. No, we're giving them the ability to get $750 a month, understanding a little bit of what they need to do, but they're going to be adapting as they go with money that's coming monthly.
Correct.
It's a true earn while you learn situation, not you earn if you make the money, saying that, a lot of people, they don't quite grasp what this is yet. It takes them a while to understand.
And and you say it very openly, it's dealing with banks and there can be issues and there can be hiccups. And we had some hiccups over the holidays. And it was kind of good, bad things. It was growing pains. Some of the advertisers that we had just exploded their sales over the holidays, which made the banks a little nervous and withheld some funds. And so we're working through those hurdles. We worked through that as a team. But we took time, you, I, and Jim, to build this properly, to build it the right way. Several months behind the scenes, we were building this program. We've been doing it 6 months now. We've tweaked some things, and we're ready to scale and ready to grow exponentially.
I can tell you what I love. I already know how you deal under pressure, Trisha, because I think we met under the most amazing pressure anyway. We were literally creating diamonds in pressure, right?
Correct.
The thing about what's transpired, like with the holidays, is we did not expect that type of growth, even though the metrics were showing there, but to see it actually hit. And you guys, I say something in the IBO video because I talk about it, because there was this, and there was I saw it first in the Super Bowl. So there's a Super Bowl commercial, and they're trying to sell a website system. I think it wasn't Shopify, it was like Wix. I think it was Wix. And they show like the cells just tick, and then all of a sudden sky high, right? And everybody kind of wants to have that, but that's what the banks don't like. That's what I talk about that happening, and we see it happen with the advertisers we have, because they're picking things that people actually care about.
Correct.
And then when you've got massive exposure to marketing online and you know how to do it right, you are going to sell thousands a day, or in some cases, 15,000 on a weekend. That's a reality that we're part of. And so when you're looking around, guys, and you're looking like on social media and you're seeing products offered, we're part of that. And it's not getting smaller, it's going to get bigger. But the problems we solve with our process are becoming more and more in demand, and it's got to be done right, and that's what we do. But I like the transparency, because it's like, oh my gosh, like they anticipated things. I know they were scrambling to make sure supplies kicking out, all those things that they have to deal with. And, you know, and then we're doing the ebb and flow and the stuff that's there. But, you know, banks get apprehensive when things grow too good.
Right. Growing pains.
So whether that all, and one thing that I'll just like let people know on a caveat is, as they're established with us and the banks start seeing their patterns and starting to anticipate it more and more, and it becomes more solid.
Correct.
But this e-commerce business and the way that it can explode is very hard when you don't have it established, or you don't have, you know, the established trends, because it doesn't rhyme with how business has been done up to this point. And that's what we're dealing with. And so we're aware the transparencies go that way, but I'll tell you something that's awesome is when you got an advertiser that's able to do that, they tend to stick around a long, long time. And they're picking the right stuff. Everything's set up in that motion. And we like that. We want very strong, financially secure and invested arrangements like that. And I know you handpick them. You go through the stuff they have. You got an incredible checks and balance. I've seen you say no to several because they don't meet what we look for.
Correct.
And that's that's what we've always wanted. But you know, I'll just check in and like make sure we have the slots for everybody.
Of course.
So good update. Also, guys, I think we just keep this every other pace of every other weekend. So, you know, and she's getting back to people quick. I hear, because, you know, my personal students are telling me like, hey, Trisha got with me. I'm getting with her on Wednesday. And, you know, and she runs the stuff. She gives them the love and the support. And then we get things going, but a steady pace. And so we hit it really hard on the BFA Saturday. And then Trisha's got 2 weeks to get everything caught up before we hit it again. And I think that's a comfortable pace, but for the marketing, that's what we want. We want a good, constant ebb and flow, right? So we really push out to get awareness about what we do at RRR to the leads. We have so many. And then we try to get a hold of as many as we can this week. And then next week, we're inviting them to the BFA event to bring them in by mass. And that way they can hear from us, get a bigger picture, and get connected with stuff. And you guys, we're doing a great job on that. Now, Trisha, do you have anything else to add other than just keep bringing it?
Nope, I'm still here though. People have questions.
Oh yeah, you guys, the private chat here. So let's talk about the technology we've gone to. We talked about we're cutting over to meeting. We're done with Zoom rooms other than Bella Vita. Mondays on Bella Vita. Mondays BellaVita.live is going to be Zoom. Everything RRR outside of that, we're using this new platform. It's not new, but it's new for us, called Meeting. Okay. It's 9:31. I'm going to cut into some instructor tool stuff. So we got really cool things here. So for instance, I'm going to go over some awesome recognition. And I got to tell you how cool I like this. I mean, how cool this is and how much I like it. But we're stepping into better technology to do what we do at RRR, to communicate, right? So I always talk about, the three mediums that we play with to market. The written word, by far the most important, right? The written word is super strong, solid. The pen is mightier than the sword. That's what keyword search goes on. The written word still controls things. But we need things that are like entertaining, right? Entertaining for us. So I'm gonna go over some technology pieces that we have and we gain, and there's a lot more, and we're gonna have a lot of training on it. But every aspect of what we do to communicate, we're gonna be utilizing this. So again, pen is mightier than the sword. Picture says 1,000 words. But this is a video conference, right? Well, video says 1,000,000 words, and we can do so much more with video. So if you guys saw the last BFA event, I was using the components and the widgets that we have here. Let's have some recognition, shall we? So I'm going to start with let's go over and this is the past 2 months because I missed the recognition, and this is what we're doing going forward. I'm going to go over our instructors that got their first PBS student. Some of them have more already, right? But let's go over that. And I'm going to pull up Jarlene Walker. Now, you guys, she is a very knowledgeable instructor now. She's got her first PBS. I think she's working on more. She might have 2 or 3 now, but she's also submitting deals and Evolve. She's fully involved in everything we're doing, building out a PBS, all of the things. And that's Jarlene Walker. And I was able to find a really good photo of her, but that's her. Now I'm going to go to the next one, and this is Tracy Freed. I was reminded to do hers by her instructor many times now. And there's Tracy. And again, she's building, right?
And another one today.
She's in it. And it's just awesome to do that, right? And I'm going to go to the next one. Here's Debbie Malone. And I noticed I got something on my images I got to fix. That's okay. I'm getting this, guys. Recognition is getting better. And Debbie, she gets it. It's awesome. Okay. Now, this is a milestone of getting that going. One of our biggest milestones is Google AdSense. So there's Teola, and I noticed I didn't update it here. That's on me. Teola she's got Google AdSense. It's 1r31.com. Connie Theed. And Connie, guys, she got approval. And I'm just throwing this up there. And, she's very patient. And I know she thinks I'm crazy sometimes because I'm just like, just bear with it. You didn't do anything wrong. Just wait. You got the approval. It's just not showing ads. And I think it took almost a month. And then all of a sudden ads are everywhere. And I kept checking it like every 3 days. And we got on, I think it was a study. I'm like, oh, Connie, you're like, we don't need to check your stuff at all. You got ads running and we're good. And she's like, what? And they must have just turned on like that day. Patience. But now they're running. I checked it. It's nice to see the ads running, but awesome, Connie. I'm going to go here. Odwin Kemp, 1s67.com. Congratulations. He's got Google AdSense running. Brand new. This is Becky Shuk-Watska. She's my student. I got to say, she got Google AdSense faster than anybody I know of personally. She just knocked out everything. Posting ads like crazy. She might be the record holder for start to finish get Google AdSense. Debbie Case. Wait, we have more guys. Like they're popping. Debbie Case got it 4b53.com. Tammy Irvin, and I wanted to do this one last just because the recognition on here is just, Tammy's been with us for years. Not a quitter, keeps going. And, I remember when I got to talk to her, and one of her biggest frustrations was getting Google AdSense. Like, what am I doing wrong? And we looked at it, revamped, gave her a list of stuff. She created a lot of content over the years, a lot, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages. So we got a plan together, started working on it, and she did the stuff. Looked it over, did the stuff. I don't know how many rejections. I think it's like 6. And we focus on traffic. I remember I moved her to a server because it zeroed out everything. And there was something I didn't like about it. So I had Matt move her to a brand new server with just all by herself so I could just isolate what was going on, have Matt double check it. Something was off. Legacy issues from revisions. And then she did some changes, and then she got Google AdSense. I got to tell you, I'm relieved because, you know, we always get it if we stick through it. And so congratulations, Tammy, on that. Let me see, do I have this? Okay, hold on. I got these really cool widgets, and we're going to have these widgets to share on how we do one-on-one, you know, adding people to the team, teaching them how to do things. We're just getting a lot of technology that are digital ways to do things. Let me go to this. I'm just gonna pull this up, okay? And I just kind of want you guys to have the gravity of it. So this is just a short timeline. I did this on the BFA event, and I mean, this is kind of where things in my career and everything, you know, creating things here to get here, right? Oh wait, this is when the RRR247 launched, and Trisha, I know you saw this on Saturday, but you know, the IBO process has evolved over the last 11 years. Now, I did some stuff prior to this, but we didn't offer it to anybody outside of like direct family and friends because the need is there, but the need has just grown. So the IBO is just expanded. I mean, that's 10 years. You guys, this is a patient process. And we watched this just, you know, we were there as this e-commerce thing had just grown. And because of it, we get to take advantage of it. And it's a win-win scenario, right? But I'm going to just go over this. 2024 is when we launched and integrated the SMS stuff that we've been playing out. This isn't that long ago. And now this meeting system offers technologies to allow us to do what we do, but better. And so, Niall, you're there, right?
Of course.
Okay, I need you just for a second because we, I'm going to change my view here. Hold on. Oh, this is fine. So we have those sayings that we dealt with, right? You know, those who stick around get paid, right? And then you tell people all the time not to miss a Tuesday.
All the time.
And you know, guys, there's not a way for us to launch anything other than we use the technology, right? We're not getting on, you know, we're not calling people individually. I'm not selling mailers out. I'm not faxing your fax machine. We're in these digital meeting rooms live, sharing my time, your time, our precious time to build our business, and it's focused time to build. And what I'm going to share with you guys, is something very awesome right now. And everybody that hears it today and they can take advantage of it, it is a lifetime of value. And those that miss it, those that didn't show up this Tuesday, and maybe they took a couple weeks off, they're going to lose out on this. It's not, you know, we don't have, we got tens of thousands of students. Some are just happy coasting. They do their thing. They got Google AdSense, and, you know, and then we have these different aspects where we're building and building the teams. So today, and I was going to just do it with the instructors, but our students become instructors. And you're here, you're showing up, you deserve to hear about this. Okay. So we shifted to meeting. We used to all use Zoom, and this is a service we pay for, right? And obviously we take care of the corporate ones, but MSIs, PSIs, GSIs, CSIs, instructors, they take care of their own costs. And it becomes part of your overhead above and beyond everything else that we have. And so, you know, and I don't know, Niall, how long have you been paying for Zoom?
Since we had Zoom.
Years, right? You can't,
4 or 5 years at least, maybe
right?
longer.
And it's
6,
a tool
7.
we need. It's a tool we put in our tool belt, right?
Yeah, it's been so long. I don't remember when we started, but it feels like it's been there forever. But that bill comes
to
in
do our
every
business
month.
effectively, like Zoom's well worth every penny for what it gave us in time and value, right?
At the time, yeah. And
Okay,
I don't even know how long I spent, Maria. I just know I got a bill, automatic debit, and I see the receipt in my email every single month for the last 6, 7 years.
Yeah. Well, my point is, it's a tool we need, and as soon as you're working with other people, you need it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to show you guys, and it's the right place at the right time, and then negotiations help a lot. So, Zoom's got a pretty hefty cost, especially if you start needing to be on more than 40 minutes, and you want storage, it gets more expensive. Well, Meeting's been out for years. They've really done some stuff. I love it. So I tested it. We're moving over to it, and we got a special deal to get basically help everybody leave Zoom, get on to Meeting. So we're all using the same tool and training. And this deal is a once in a lifetime deal.
Literally.
And it's not going to happen again. So I'm going to stress this. This is a once in a lifetime deal. It's alive now. It goes till the 14th. So after our next BFA event. And anybody that doesn't activate it between now and then, it's done. And our pricing's amazing already. Okay. But not this good. So let me have fun. I'm gonna use a widget. I'm gonna create a widget really quick. Got my favorite guy. I'm setting something up real quick. Okay, so let me start off by this. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm just going to go to the Meeting main website. I'm going to go to pricing.
We don't see your screen yet, Rory.
It says I'm sharing.
It's spinning, loading slow.
Okay.
Might want to shut your camera off just for a minute. I'll do the same thing. Resources.
Sure.
Oh, that's probably a good idea. Can you see it now?
Not yet.
By the way, where I'm at right now, I'm at the kids' house, but I'm changing I'm making them change their internet to a fiber connection because the last days I've been here. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up. Still not there?
Not yet. Yeah, maybe just stop sharing and share again.
I might have you share next if my internet's going to be bad. Okay, can you see it now?
Something's coming. Yep.
All right, I'm going to change my Wi-Fi.
No, went back to spinning circle.
Okay.
Rory, and now some people in the chat are saying they can see it.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, well, I'll just go this way. And actually what I can do is I can put it in another way. So I'll just keep going with this. So this is the normal pricing, and I want you guys to just see. And this pricing is amazing compared to like Zoom anyway, right? I'll just put it on here. So this is for 200 users. This is the Meet and Pro, and this is great. It's $15 a month. That's still way cheaper than Zoom for what we get, and it comes with a lot of things you can do, right? Obviously, the Pro service, the Meet and Webinar service is the best value. It's $50 a month. Again, that is everything. If you put this tit for tat, that is 1/6 of what I pay Zoom. I pay Zoom $300 for less than this. Okay, so this is $50 a month. Amazing deal. Okay, now so $50 a month. That's $14.95. This has like all the stuff that we need to do everything just right. All the extra tools and everything. It's all in there for $50 a month. Okay, now I'm going to come here. I'm going to put my camera back on. I'm going to show you the RRR247 rate. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. I'll stop my camera again. And you guys can just see it. So I'm going to put it right there. Right there on the top, you see a little button that just came on there. It says get lifetime deal. I just clicked on it. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, perfect. Okay, and then I'll take you to RRR247 meeting. And this is where my link will be for us to get our rates. Now, our rates are $14.95 a month or half the $14.95. The biggest one for us is $24.95. We get it for half price. Now, that's great. That's our normal pricing. This is the price we have until the 14th. And I spell it out here, and I'm going to click on it. And you can see it right there. It's RRR247 special. That's always our link. I redirect it from ours. But this is it. So the $14.95 is still there, but the Meet and Webinar, that's our cost is $24.95 a month. Till the 14th, we have a lifetime deal. We're never gonna get this again. We get it for $249, so you basically pay for 10 months one time, and you get it for life. Tens of thousands of dollars we spent on Zoom. We all can get this. Now, what I'm going to stress is when you're investing into your business, would you rather spend $249 once or $24.95 a month and for years and years and years, right? It's a kind of a no-brainer. And so it's there, one-time cost, and then you got all of this. Now, this is way more than a new person needs, but it's not more than a new person will need when they become established with the team and growing. You're never going to get this price ever again, ever. This lifetime deal is unbelievable. We got it worked out. The power of not, you're told no to any question you don't ask, right? It's a no. The only way you get a yes is if you ask the question and get a yes, right? You don't ask the question, it's a no. We pushed on this. It took them a few days to get it set up to where we could do it and it would work in their functionality on it. I know some of our leaders already set up with the previous thing because we had the talks and shared this on the top side, and they'll just pay the difference and get the difference. No one's going to get hurt on the transition for those that had this the last little bit while we've been utilizing it. But $249 one time. You guys, I cannot. Lifetime deals are just incredible with technology. And I'm going to tell you why we're getting it. So I'll come back here. I'm going to stop the share. Put my camera back on. We're marketers, folks. And they understand it. We're not just a normal organization or a sales team. We market products and services. And as opposed to us getting this is the tool we all use. I want to eliminate the price as much as possible. And for those that are here that are paying attention, you can pay once and then not have an expense on it ever again. It's a no-brainer. And I promise you, we have people that are paying for Zoom. They're not here tonight live. If they miss it by the end of the 14th on Saturday, they can't get it. I've gone over this with them. I can't call and do a special favor. Hey, can you let these guys get in? They missed out. I can't do that. So you guys heard about it first because you're here. I'm into the instructor's call today. This is going to cover this service. And then we're going to go right from here to the millionaire course. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So the instructors, you guys don't need to go to the other Zoom. We're just going to do it all with everybody here. And then for the millionaire course, we'll go to the other Zoom. All right. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. And that pretty much, we're getting through the time tonight. But I want to stress this. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you there should be no reason you don't find a way to do this. If you're brand new, I'm here to tell you, you're going to save a lot of money having this as a service. Now, there's a lot of training we're going to do on it because there's some cool things that this allows you to do. And I think we've seen this, right? You know, when everything happened in 2020, and you guys all know what that means. I don't need to talk about it. I don't need to bring up the words. You all know what that means. We all lived it together. Zoom's business got huge. We had to talk to everybody. We had to communicate. Right? Families, business, friends, social groups. We had huge activity in our rooms, right? Well, we're all used to it. They do it all now. All right. We utilize it in the Brain Food Academy in Australia. We do breakout rooms. We do a lot of it. We've been utilizing the services a ton. To have the bells and whistles that we have with Meetin and to get it for a one-time cost, unbelievable. And the reason why we're getting it is because, again, we're marketers. So I remember, you guys all say this all the time, marketers we get perks. Marketing, if you can prove that you can distribute stuff. Now I've known, I'll put a little bit of history on here. The guy behind this that I work with, he's got a similar background to me. He was selling voicemail services in 1992 for it. I started in 89. Technically, he was one of my competitors, and I'll just state this. It's funny for me to say it now. The services that I offered, no one else could do all that. I just had more bells and whistles. I had a global network that no one else had. You can send a message from anywhere in our system to anywhere that we were populated. We have 12 countries that were populated. This is before the internet. Okay. And my capacity was bigger than anybody else's there. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but you guys, I figured out something that the manufacturer said couldn't happen. And I'm very proud of it because I literally 10x what they said the capacity was. And I also created new services that we could render and sell that were not to be in the capacity of the processor. All the storage and everything was there. And I figured things out and created products. These guys, they get it, and they get that they got to, you know, add things for the industry, but they also know that we're marketers, and when they understand, and he's been watching, he knows our business model, and he's like, Rory, the reason why I'm going to agree to this for you is because I know you guys are going to be teaching your people how to use it, and then they're going to come on for more services, but your guys now, you know, to get them over and to win you guys over, you know, what would it take? And I you know, was looking for some stuff. They came back and they offered like, well, if they pay for a year, they'll get a year free, which is still a great, amazing deal. And I said, well, is there a lifetime thing we could get or something we can lock this in so that, you know, my guys can, you know, get this. And I didn't think I'd get a yes. And we got a yes. And the reason being is like, you guys are going to use it and grow other accounts. I said, absolutely. He goes, well, you got to keep it close for your guys privately. They came back and said we could do it, and they know that we're going to be putting other people on there. And that, being at the right place at the right time is why we got this. And I want to stress it's not going to happen again. And I don't know how many, you know, we get special deals. We've had things that just popped, and we had a time period for them. They almost always happen on a Tuesday. Occasionally we have something that happens on a Saturday. Usually it's a special thing, but it's always on the Tuesdays. And that's why I tell you not to miss the trainings. And you guys having it without a fee, that means your profits are always higher. You know, I wish I could get my cell phone and pay once and not have to pay for it again. That would be great. I would love that. Right? And you always look to offset your bills, but this is one of those things you just got to dive in and go. And we're gonna do some training on the 14th So in that first couple hours of training, I'm going to have our awesome support team from there come on and teach more things. So everybody that has it can go apply it, and they'll do as much training that we want to learn all these bells and whistles. And I'm going to tell you guys, the efficiencies of this are going to be something else. Now I'm going to bring up some examples. Obviously, we're going to use it to do a better job of our BRT process, session 1, session 2, session 3s, the way we do our study halls. I like what we can do with recognition with it already. But as marketers, with our Facebook groups and our YouTubes, TikToks, Instagrams, the ways that we can use this to speak, deliver entertainment and marketing is next level and easy once you know how to use the widgets, so that we can actually talk about our Luminous products. We can talk about the skincare, right? We can talk about the AM PM essentials. We can do a good job to represent things and also guide people where to get it and make it interactive, but also with professional tools that other people just aren't going to know about. Now, there's a time frame to use technology, and it's as soon as possible, because there's always better stuff coming. And they've already got new advancements they're offering, they're building, they've already proven. I mean, I've seen massive things they've done over the last year. And anything I can find to help us market better, get more eyeballs to our PBSs, get more interest and understanding about the products we market, right? To convey the message out, I want to look for. So it's not just a communication system that, we can just do these video conferencing. It's an interactive tool, and it allows us to just really interact in other ways. And I'm going to figure out how we can really abuse all the tools here to better market. So to me, it's an absolute marketing tool, but it's going to tie into everything that we do. And the more we figure it out, the more we share it. That's what's going to happen, right? And I also can bring it up to, how we do evolve, how we do every aspect. There is something we can do better with this tool, and we all can get it for a lifetime deal right now. All right. And I just put it out there. I want to abuse the thing they gave us, and I would not pass on this at all. I wouldn't. I'm not going to. I'm getting a couple of them, so I have multiple rooms. Oh, let me just talk about the rooms. So you get one account, you get 3 bonus rooms. You can use all 4 simultaneously. So you can have a room that you do your BRT stuff with and like study halls with, but you also can have a room you put your family on. Maybe you want to have, a video conference with your family around the world or across the country, or church groups, other things. Like you just got 4 for the price of 1. For life. And sometimes, there's other opportunities that come up. So I just keep it in hand. Like, we got this tool. Anybody here that's, basically a CSI and up should have a Zoom room. This replaces that. If you're a GSI and above, you're hosting bigger rooms, this is a no-brainer. But if you're here to grow and build, don't wait until you're there to pay get the fees just done. And that's why I wanted to open this up to everybody. You're here. Let's make it aware. Okay. All right. It's 10 o'clock. I've literally covered everything I wanted to for the instructor Zoom other than this. Okay. So, I'm going to bring it up and everybody can kind of hear it. Okay. Because as you're getting through session 1 and session 2 and into session 3, where you're doing the V marketing, that's where the things come into. So like, we just had our best BFA event ever, and they're going to get better and better and better because we're getting a massive action in marketing happening. So this is a week we don't have a BFA event this weekend. Now we do have a Evolve 2-day event this weekend. They're doing back-to-back. That's how it worked out. I know we had some new people we had some new attendees to the 2-day event this weekend that are fully involved. It was a very high percentage, like 2 out of 3 are all fully involved. And we have people getting deals. everything's going great here. Like, it's just a great place to be. Another 2-day events this weekend, and everybody that's attending the 2-day are going to get access to some really fun stuff. I've got more things to give you guys. That's all going to be inside that Evolve learning system, the evolverealestate.co. For, you know, that login. More things are in there for us to learn and grow from. And I'm actually making a bunch of things to make our life easier. We're using technologies, guys, to make our jobs better. So we can spend the time on the high touch, and anything that can be automated will be automated. That's how we build things, right? We buy time with technology, and we focus our time where it matters most, and that's in the high touch areas. Getting to know our students, working with our students, the one-on-one stuff we got to do, the group stuff we got to do. That's what we got to focus our time. Automation on everything else that we can do, right? So this week, getting text 1s going, getting text 2s going, getting text 3s going. If they're not responding, we're doing the Ascension marketing, and we add them to FSN, and we add them to the Evolve system, give them their passwords. And then the following week, so the week up, so 7 days before the next BFA event. So in our case, February 7th through, you know, that week prior to the 14th, we're going to be inviting people to the BFA event. If we can't get a hold of them to do the BRTs, we're going to invite them to the BFA event and get them to commit to be there so that I can get on there. Trisha comes on there. We do a really good presentation on the history of what got us here, why we could do this IBL program, why it's so amazing. And we offer to them then because we want them to understand the gravity of what we're offering, right? We want you making money. We got this community project that's working so good. We're able to give you $750 a month. And we get them into that. And then we get them tied to the PBS and training on that, and also let them know that there's a lot more for you to get involved with, right? Because we create that cash flow, and we add more and more things to create wealth. We create time and financial freedom here. That's the mission, folks. That's what we do, right? It's on the book. It's on everything we do. It's the freedom. You know, marketing is freedom. And what's it create? Time and financial freedom. How do we do it? Well, here's how. We got the systems and the processes, everything laid out. So it's just getting them to understand it. And then the following week after the BFA weekend is back to text 1, text 2, text 3s. So this last week, anybody that did over 200 invites to the BFA event, you are able to go show up in our Millionaire course, which is our instructor Zoom from your back office, right? And we're going to go there in just about 5 minutes. Okay, we'll meet there in 5 minutes. You guys can go ahead and go there and be in the waiting room. We'll be there in 5 minutes. If you have sold a PBS and brought a new PBS student in, right? So you got somebody to get a PBS, to join the team and get going through midnight last Sunday, you're also able to go. And we have a whole voting process for where we're doing our next RRR training event. It's either Dallas, Orlando, or Salt Lake City. And currently, Dallas is in the lead by a good chunk. So come cast your vote, earn your way there. Come cast your vote. We keep it fun. And I'll see you guys there in the next few minutes. Otherwise, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Thursday, does Stacy start this Thursday?
Yes.
So Wednesday nights for Evolve. Everybody's fully involved. There's a training tomorrow at 8:00. Thursday, Stacy's going to be doing a training. All right. Angie, guys, gave us incredible stuff. All right. And I got to go make sure everything's posted up there and out there. So watch the channel, watch the YouTube channel for the updates. And you guys, Stacy training, she is well prepared. And you guys, she's had time to figure out this stuff. So I expect her to be using these widgets. And so it's going to have a lot more like presentation value now. And we're learning all this together. We'll be training all together. So that's Thursday. And then Saturday, we got a lineup for you guys. All right. And then obviously we go to the B marketing stuff. And what I like about it is you guys get to see the invite process go, and we're getting better and better at it. So on the goals, as an instructor, you want to see if you can get 2 to 5 showing up to the BFA event, every BFA event. It'll change the pace of the business because the more heads doing this, the better. All right. I'll see everybody else in the We'll go over if you qualify to be in the millionaire course, you did your 200 invites to the BFA event, and or you got a PBS cell, new student in. That's the reward. I'll see you in the millionaire course. Otherwise, everyone else, God bless, love you. See you next training. And again, you have a couple days to think about it, but that, guys, we got a gold mine of an offer given to us. Take it up, right? Invest in your future here, your future as a trainer. To get involved with that one-time cost for that tool, lifetime. See you guys in the next one.